Hello. As you can see, the bread is full of bubbles, which is a very good sign. Big bubble there. It's rising well. I just took it out of the fridge. It's been in the fridge for all night, and it seems to have just come alive. It hadn't risen at all in the fridge, and since I put it in the sunshine on the window, it came alive and it's rising nicely. It'd be great. It's had time to ferment, and it'll have that sourdough flavor which you get from leaving it to sit. So I made this yesterday, and I put it in the fridge, and now I've put it in the sun for its final rise. I did actually take it out and fold it, and that's all. Put it back in the fridge. I'll be baking this today. Well, looks like it's time to go in the oven. My patience is at an end. We'll throw it in the oven and see where it goes from there. There's bubbles. See that big bubble there? Awesome. So still rising. Bubble there on the left. Yeah, this should rise well. I'll put it in the oven for a bit more. Oh, there it is in the oven. That's how it went in. We'll see how it looks when it's cooked. And 220 about. And see how we go. Here is the finished product. Looks like a great success. It rose quite a bit, as you can see. Got a nice colour. Kind of spin around here. Oh, too hot. I usually check underneath, but I can't because I've got one hand. And if it's brown on the underneath, and this probably is, I can't check at the moment because I need two hands. But that's a good loaf of bread. I'll chop it in half and use half of it for later, and one for now. Thanks for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe. Have a nice day. Very good morning to everybody in Facebook land and YouTube land. Hi, today I'm going to make some bread. This is my starter, and you see it's a bit bubbling away there, very nice. It smells like yeast. My flour. I'm just going to make the dough. I don't measure out anything, well, I do in a way because I know the size of this bowl. So, and this stuff, this is all the starter. So I just put some more flour in that, and it'll start again. So I don't use yeast. I just used yeast once to make that starter. And I've got to mix this up now, which is a bit messy. I have some raisins and some sunflower and some pumpkin seeds. I'll put that in to this loaf. It shouldn't be a very big loaf because I eat too much bread, and it'll be all of that flour there. So I've got to mix it up. Well, it's really bubbling. It's really bubbling. Okay, let's go. I might need. Yeah, I think I'll need to add some water to this. Yeah, I'll need some water for that. So this is where I add salt in this water. Right. If you don't put salt, the bread goes moldy. Yeah, definitely needs salt. Yeah, definitely needs water. I don't measure, I just seem to know how much to put in. But if you put too much water, it becomes such a mess. But be patient and be patient with it, and it'll come out. So this is sourdough. I've had this for weeks. This I just keep topping it up. Oh, that wasn't enough water even. Oh yeah, let's have a look. More water. It'll evaporate off, you know. Anyway, when you leave it standing to rise, the water will evaporate away. So don't panic too much, especially on a warm day, especially in Cambodia where it's warm. That might be a little bit too much water, but as I said, it will evaporate away. So this is gonna have to. I'm gonna have to leave this for like. I should leave it for a day, 24 hours in the fridge. So I don't really need it. You know, you see people pulling out the bread and they roll it around on the table for like an hour, not an hour. But I don't do that. I just mix it up. You gotta mix it up. Make sure there's no pockets of dry flour. And the thing about bread, of course, is the patience. It's just patience. Oh, we have a nice dough here. A bit wet, but it's gonna. I like it being a bit wet, because then it doesn't form a skin on top of the bread, and that's good. So you're going to cover it up and let it rise. Very important to let it rise, and very important to don't destroy the bubbles, because when it rises, it's filling full of bubbles. The yeast is giving off. The yeast is giving off. I don't know, some kind of gas. Not sure what kind of gas it is. I think it's alcohol. Not sure. Anyway, that's done. Now, cover and wait. That's covered. So I put salt in it. That's the thing about baking bread. You've got to be patient. It's so important to be patient. So once this has risen, maybe it can rise in 2 hours. But the longer you give it, the better. A day in the fridge is good. I think I'll do that. A day in the fridge, and then I'll bring it out and put it in a pan and bake it without disturbing it too much from here. I'll just pour it into a pan and then let it rise again in the pan and then bake it at 220 degrees on my cooker for 45 minutes. So when it comes out of the oven, it's really hard, and you think, oh my god, it's too hard, I've burnt it. But that's not the case. It'll go soft. It'll go soft, don't worry. I know on my other videos I've seen, I've touched it, go dunk dunk dunk, it's like rock. It's not like a rock, and in about half an hour it goes all soft, because the steam comes out from the center of the loaf of bread. What you find is when you don't give it enough time, you've got to be patient, and you've got to 45 minutes. You give 45 minutes at 220. That's enough time for an average loaf of bread of 800 grams to cook all the way through. When I first started making bread, I'd find that the bread would be raw in the middle because I didn't give it enough time. But now I've got it down, and I'm pretty much the expert. Okay, thanks for listening. Give us a share and a like, and I'll make another movie of putting this into the oven and baking it, and then you'll see the results of this bake. Thank you.